over the years, I've realized that a lot of my Muslim readers, one of the things, and non-Muslim readers, to be honest, one of the things they'll say is that, some of the sensibilities of Jane Austen, such as the idea that, you have to get married in order to progress in your life, or one of the expectations is for someone to marry, does not necessarily translate very well to a mainstream Western situation. There was so many novels that are set in the now that are loose retellings of Pride and Prejudice, and some of them work and some of them don't. But one of the reasons why I think Aisha at Last works so well is because it is set in the now, but it is also set within the parameters of a community, for instance, a South Asian community, where the idea of, I don't really like this term, but like the idea of arranged marriage still exists. And not forced marriage, but arranged marriage, in the sense that, suitors, eligible suitors, basically make their case through the use of, almost like resumes that are sent out to potential brides or potential grooms. And the parental involvement of that, and the parental input of like, oh, I think you should get married, and you should think about the person that you're marrying. Well, do they have a steady job? That still exists in the South Asian community. Like my friend who's a little bit older than me, and her kids are kind of like in their 20s, so they're like in the stage of life where they're thinking about getting married. She told me that one of her son and one of her daughters and one of her sons said, I want to get married, help me. So she got on what's called the WhatsApp Auntie Network. And this is basically like, it's a WhatsApp group devoted to doing matchmaking for these aunties' children, these women's children. And they'll share details about, oh, this is my son, and this is what he looks like, and this is what his job is, and this is his education, and then this is my daughter, and the same kind of details. And they'll try to pair each other up. And I just thought it was so hilarious that this is still happening in the age of Tinder. Like there are Muslim dating apps, and that whole world exists alongside of this other world. But I think what my book did, and I don't know if I consciously set out to do this, it's almost like a subconscious thing, is that it made the dating life, the love life, the romantic interiority of my characters feel very of the now, even though they're inspired and they're a callback to Jane Austen's world. And so the people who were, the readers were like, okay, I understand this. And because I was writing it from the position of someone who's part of this community, I have a lot of love and empathy for this community. I understand it because I grew up in it. Because I came to my story with that love and that empathy and that understanding of the pros and the cons, the foibles as well as the strengths, I think that came across in my writing. And so the Muslim readership did not feel condescended to. They didn't feel like I was making fun of them. And if I was making jokes, they were in on the joke. And I think that's what they appreciated.